you'll start with your bolster long ways on the mat, and you'll lay. Know that your legs is a big thing that you can adjust here. So planting feet makes it a little bit less intense. Straightening legs makes it a little deeper in the back. Cobbler's legs is another option a lot of people like. So you can play with whatever leg position feels really good. But take a few really good deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. So in the intention we're playing with today, I'm going to use the phrase essentially infinite, but I know that I recognize the sun eventually will burn out, but I use that infinite term just because there's no fuel source that we've created as humans that can last as long or burn as hot and bright as the sun. So the sun is essentially that infinite fuel source. And I think part of the reason why is because it doesn't work off of fission, which is division. It works off of fusion. So two hydrogen atoms collide together, they become helium, a noble gas, and a tremendous amount of light and heat and energy are released from the fusion. So I was thinking about that in relation to our body or people around us as we work on fusion rather than fission. As we work on coming together, we are in less pain. Our body feels better. It's like one area is not screaming out for all the attention, like let's say shoulders or something. Instead, the whole body is working in union and trying to just cooperate together. Similar with, say, coworkers, when coworkers or any group comes together and they are united in purpose, there's that fusion energy, and it's such a tremendous amount of light and inspiration and energy that change can really happen in comparison to when division is the result that's being seen. So that idea of fusion is what we can rest in the back of our mind as we travel through class today. Obviously, we'll be working on this physical level quite a bit, trying to get the different areas to work together, to unite just a little bit better. But maybe there's going to be other areas of your life that your intuition speaks to you, that it's like, you know what, let me try to turn this part of my life from fission into fusion. And that's the idea that we're really focused on today. So with that idea, to get us started, resting the backs of the hands on the floor, start to let the hands trace like a snow angel. The backs of the hands stay in contact with the floor. You slide the hands up above the head as far as you can go without the hands leaving the floor, and trace back down. Feel how this is connecting us into this front part of the shoulder and the pectoralis area. So a couple of breaths like that. Inhale and slide up. Exhale, slowly down. Take one more. Inhale. Exhale. Start to wrap the right elbow under the left, like eagle's arms. Get the palms to wrap if you can. And then start to push shoulders down away from ears as the fingertips climb to the space above the crown of the head. So that's one way I get really deep into the muscles right across the tops of shoulders. Breathe, relax for a couple of breaths. Let the body receive this chance to stretch. Elbows unwind, they open up like football goal posts to each side. Maybe the elbows can't quite contact the floor, but feel how that's a counter stretch, opening things up nicely. And switch it out. Now left elbows under right, bind the palms. Same setup, shoulders push down, fingertips climb up. more breath that flows in, out. With the elbows, they open to each side. Beautiful. Let the elbows slide into the waist, and then we're gonna press ourselves up from this position into a cobbler's pose. So start to slide bottoms of feet together, release up and over. It's a nice counter stretch to what we were just doing in the spine. If ever you need to sit on the bolster, you'll just get yourself back to spine. Spine, release over. Without letting the sitting bones lift, the head is coming forward and the head starts to roll a little bit closer to the right. Head rolls back through the center. And over to the left knee. Back through the center. Maybe the head can drop just a little further down by this point. Now as the spine rises up, we're going to grab around the ball of the right foot, or once we extend that right leg up, if the leg's still super bent, you can just reach down for the kind of the calf ankle area instead. So the leg is lifting up nice and high, the spine's trying to straighten. Start to anchor the left hand on the outside of the foot or ankle. And then right hand is free to twist all the way back behind us. Turn this right arm forward, and then this right leg tucks back to the side. From here, start to lean back onto the bolster again. So it's okay to be high, like your elbows planted. It's okay to be completely resting on the bolster. It just depends on what it takes for you to not feel knee pain, but to feel a quad stretch from that right side. However deep that is, like back to that spot. Reverse our way up, the hands plant, start to rise, and just free out this right leg. So grabbing onto left, the foot or the calf area, start to extend the leg up. Try to re-straighten the spine. The right hand to the outside of the foot or ankle, left hand twists back. Torso forward. Tuck this foot to the side. And similar, any amount, whether it's just resting elbows or traveling the spine all the way to rest, whatever is helpful here, take it. Work the hands and the elbows to help you press up. When we free out the legs, plant both of them about as wide as the mat in front of us, and then take some windshield wipers, left, right. So we'll scoot the bolster up to the side as we head to our knees. Take a couple of cat-cow movements just to loosen up the spine. Follow your own breath pace. Inhales, exhales. So how up to this point we've focused first on the arm area, shoulder area. Then we focus on the legs and hips just now. So it's through the spine that everything is connected, that we can work in a bit more unison. So spine back to neutral. Tuck the right toes, slide that leg to the back of the mat. And then press back to the point that you're in a right calf stretch. So the left knee may or may not lift off the ground. It just depends on how far back you need to go to feel it. Okay. Switch it out. Slide this right knee back in. Tuck the left toes out. Press back to the extent that you can. Lower to each knee. Bump the hands a little further forward. We're going forward into plank and then upward facing dog, cobra, and pull back into child pose. Let's slide back forward twice more. Open the spine. It can be more like a plank if needed. And slide back twice. One more. Forward. And back. Let the spine have a couple of breaths here. Early in the day, this stretch feels so good to me. I love how it opens the back muscles. You can stay here at any point that you feel ready. Head to a downward facing dog, no rush. Right leg floats up to the sky. Stack the right hip, bend the right knee, send the toes behind your back. You unwind from that position, stack the right foot to outside of right hand. Lizard. Back knee can be lifted or lowered. The wrists can be planted or you can drop to elbows. So it can be either more of a restorative pose or more of a strengthening pose, such as lifting the back knee. Just depends on what quality is helpful to you right now. Planting the hands, lower the left knee if it's not already, and then this right leg slides directly off that right side. Come up high for a moment, and first we'll take a kneeling half moon pose. So we're planting the left hand to the floor on the left, and then the right arm floats, the right leg floats. Option to connect hand and foot behind your back if you'd like. From here, you would push the foot into the hand to create a slight arch shape in the spine. Good. Open back up to the half moon. Plant the foot to the floor. Come back up. And then we're sliding the right hand on the right leg. Left hand reaches up and over. Left arm returning helps to lift us up. Plant the hands. The right foot circles all the way to cross the left edge of the mat. From here, push the hips to the right and then gaze over your left shoulder to that foot. Return to neutral kneeling. Bump the hands a little further forward. Kneeling plank. Squeeze the elbows in lower. Chest to ground. Sphinx or cobra. Child's pose for a couple of breaths or straight to down dog. Movement through the knees can be helpful. The left leg will start to rise from the down dog. Stack the hip, bend the knee, shoulder behind your back. And we'll plant left foot to outside of left hand. Same option, maybe more of a strengthening version to staying here. Maybe a little more restorative, dropping the right knee or lowering to one or both elbows. Plant the hands, drop the back knee if not already. The foot slides to that left side and we come up high. Cartwheel first, so plant the right hand directly to the right. Lift up the left leg. Good. Option to stay here just for the strength, or left hand grabs left foot behind back. And then you push the foot into the hand to create that arch through the heart. Open through the shoulder. Good. Half moon, open back up. Then land the foot and torso rises. Left hand slides on left leg. Right hand up and over. Okay, right. Plant the hands in front of you. Circle that left foot to cross past the right. And push the hips to the left, gaze over the right shoulder. Beautiful. So unwind the leg. You can stay with the kneeling plank, or maybe you're ready to lift the knees, full plank, as you take that flow. Shift the shoulders past the fingertips, squeeze the elbows into lower belly down. Good. Cobra or Sphinx. Child or down dog. Okay, forward fold. Start working our way up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Whether we're touching the floor or our legs, we walk our hands to the outside of the right leg. Right knee can be a little bit bent. We can feel that stretch along the outside of that left leg. Back through the center, hands to the outside of left. And left knee can be a little bent. Through the center. A nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle the arms up to rise. Slight back bend. Hands down to heart. Shifting the weight onto left foot. The right knee will rise. This can be just a little bit rising, or it can be clasping around the knee to try to even pull the knee closer to the chest. Fine, lifting up. That's okay. And releasing the hands, open the arms, airplane, warrior 3, like that. And softly land into warrior 1, the arms straight up. Clasp the hands behind the back. And then bow forward, shoulder stretch. Releasing the hands down to surround the front foot. The front knee 3 times. We'll try to straighten as much as it can. And let it bend in. Back to straight. Maybe a little straighter. And bend. Last time, stay as straight as the leg can. The knee. Circle the arms up to warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Left hand at the base of the neck. The right hand grabs the left elbow and then pulls the elbow up and back. So it's kind of like you're leaning to the back foot. Beautiful. Open the arms back out, warrior 2. And then extended side angle. Left elbow on left side, right arm up and up. Warrior 2. And then right fingers resting on the right leg. Top arm up to trace back. Beautiful. Rising back up, warrior two. We'll cartwheel from warrior two to half moon. So if you need to shorten the stance, that's okay. The left hand cartwheels down, come to that outside angle. And try to stack the shoulders. That's okay. The star is great. That's good for balance. Good. And we'll all softly land, both feet close to one another at the top of the mat. Try to release the effort of the spine, hang heavy for a moment. Pop into the knees, and then inhale, rise. Let back bend, and hands to heart. Floating the left knee. It can be just a little bit, or it can be all the way in, clasp around the knee. Try to continue pulling knee into chest. Opening the arms, airplane arms, kick back, warrior three. Land, warrior one, arms float up. Clasp hands behind back. Bow forward. Hands release to drop to each side of the foot. The front leg straightens as much as it can for three. And back to two. And then one. Keep it there, long. It's the knee. The legs are set up strongly. Circle the arms up. Warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Right hand to base of neck. Left hand grabs the elbow. Pulls the elbow to the back wall. Open warrior two. Bended side angle. Rest the right elbow down. Left arm up and over. Warrior two. Reverse. Resting left hand on left leg. Top arm up and over. Warrior two. Shorten the stance if you need to. Preparing the cartwheel, half moon, or play with the standing balanced star. Those are helpful. Straight. One more. Good. Inhale. Exhale, soften everything down to a nice, easy forward fold. Heel toe the big toes close to one another. Heels a little bit separated. Inner thighs are touching together. We're going to try to go for a toe squat. So, keeping the inner thighs squeezing together, start to lower the hips. The heels will need to lift. There's a moment here where it's okay to just touch the ground. That's okay. But if you're trying for the balance, maybe you work on fewer and fewer fingers on the ground. Maybe just one on each side. Maybe one hand to the heart. Maybe both hands to heart. Everything's squeezing together. That's okay. That's okay. And one more inhale. Exhale, one hand in front, one hand behind you to lower hips down behind. Let the knees open, cobbler. Relax the spine back up and forward, cobbler. The spine rises back up. We lift up just the right knee. Hook the left hand or the left elbow on that knee. Lengthen the spine up to twist over that right shoulder. Torso back forward. The right leg extends completely out long in front of you. Circle the arms up high, engage the spine muscles, lifting tall. Inhale. Exhale, release over that way. Spine rises up. This leg opens out to a wider angle. We plant the right hand in front of the right leg. Left hand circles up and over. Try to keep the shoulders stacked rather than kind of curled in. Shoulders stacked, that left shoulder kind of pulls back. We're going to move this into a neck stretch, so drop the right ear closer to the right shoulder. And then the left arm returns. Maybe it just goes to level with the shoulder height. Maybe it drops a little lower than that. But you can feel by the right ear going to right shoulder, you can feel the pull on the left shoulder in the left side of the neck. Sitting back upright. Continue to swing this right leg all the way back behind you, shifting into a pigeon pose. So make sure hips are stacked. If you'd like to slide the bolster under the left hip, that's fine. If you want at any point to be in a back bend, you can plant the hands, but sleeping pigeon is also perfectly fine. So whatever feels best for your body. I love pigeon pose too. My body's definitely set up with just loving hip stuff. Soften around the hip level even a little bit more. We've got a couple more breaths. Is there greater depth available at this point? Starting to plant the hands. This shift uses the bolster. Essentially, we're switching this left leg from being tucked in to being out at the side. So kind of lift up a little bit, swing the leg to the side. And if, so bolster makes it deeper, no bolster makes it less deep. But if you're using the bolster, essentially you place the knee on the bolster, but then lower the hips back down to the ground. So that lifts it up a little higher. It's under the left leg. Sorry, the one that was just in pigeon. So it's giving that leg a chance to switch to the other direction. So as the leg is here, note that the higher the knee gets up to the direction of the shoulder, the deeper it is. So if you want it to be deeper, you scoot that knee closer and closer to the shoulder. So how that opens up a whole different area of the hips. A very good way, it's like counter stretch to what we just did. So we get a few good breaths right here. We'll use this as a starting point to start heading into a shoulder stretch. So the right arm starts to extend out to the right side and the right cheek is down. So with the leg up on this bolster, if that's already enough stretch for the right shoulder, you don't have to do anything more. If you want more, you plant the left hand on the ground so that you can start to lift the left shoulder forward. So that might look like this left knee staying on the bolster. It might look like the left leg stacking on top of the right leg. Or if you want even more, the left foot can come back to plant something your body. You're only going so far as you need to go for that right shoulder to stretch. Start to drop the hips back to the ground if they lifted. This right shoulder is going to take the exact opposite stretch. So right now it's open to the side. Let the arm take a complete half circle to to face the other direction. It's crossed under your body. You try to keep the shoulders squared down and then just rest your head in whatever way that means. So I take my left hand and I just rest my head on that left hand. So you should be stretching the other part of the right shoulder. Need to adjust the angle or tuck the arm in to a slightly different spot so you can feel it better. Go right ahead and make those adjustments. For me, rather than laying on my side, I'm more squaring my hips down, if that helps. As we unwind, let's head back for a child's pose. So scoot the hips back, extend the arms forward. All those poses you need to do on the second side, starting with cobbler. So come back to a seated place. Let the knees open. If you're already with the bolster on the other side, you're welcome to kind of set it up for the future. Knees open in cobbler, lift up the spine. Let the spine relax up and forward. Find steps. Lift up the left knee. Hook the right hand or the right elbow around the knee. And then we're taking a twist over left shoulder. Turning forward. We're extending left leg forward, right foot is tucked in. Oops, that's okay. Circle the arms up to sky and release. Lift the spine up so that the leg can open to a wider angle. Have the left hand in front of left leg, right arm up and over, the shoulders are stacked. Drop the left ear down close to left shoulder. The right arm lowers any amount. Maybe you stop at the shoulder height level. Maybe you drop even further. Get to the point where right shoulder and right neck are stretching very well. The head lifts up, the spine rises, the left leg circles all the way back into pigeon pose. Square your hips. Hands stay lifted if you want, or just go straight to pigeon. Relax through that right hip area a little bit deeper while we're here for the last couple of breaths. Planting the hands. We kind of lift up this right knee so that we can swing it up directly over the bolster. Scoot the bolster as high up as you want it to go. And rest the chest, rest the head. Left arm starts to stretch out to the left side, and the left cheek is resting down. If that's enough stretch for the left shoulder, great. If not, you'll want to plant the right hand. Maybe just lift the right shoulder a little more. Going deeper would be stacking the legs or planting the top leg behind your back. So dropping the legs off the bolster, the legs are long behind you. This left arm does that 180, it tucks under. And let the right hand support your head in a way that's comfortable. Try to square the hips and the shoulders back to the floor. And for me, that's what gets the left shoulder in the stretch that I want. You need to tuck it more under your body or shift in any ways to help the stretch, go for it. Whatever gets you there. We'll unwind this arm, shift back for a brief child pose. Especially allowing the arms to extend in front of us can be really nice on the shoulders after the stretches we just did. While you're here in the child pose, start to consider what version of Shavasana might be in your highest good today. Maybe legs up the wall, maybe the bolster under your back, like how we started class, or maybe any other version. So you're welcome to stay in child as long as this is still useful. Whenever you feel ready to head back to your version of Shavasana today, you're welcome to start to shift there at any point. No rush. There's more that needs to be in your journey beforehand, take it, but eventually heading to that final beautiful Shavasana state. Whenever you get to Shavasana, sooner or later, imagine after all the stretches we just did all over the body, imagine now it's the breath's job to be that unifying factor, creating fusion, light, energy. So all you have to do for the next few minutes is just focus on the breath, letting the breath be that beautiful unifying factor. Deep inhales, long exhales. We begin to deepen our inhales, exhales. Stretch out in ways that feel really good. Taking a fetal position off to one side.